In this video, I'm going to show you how you can increase the accuracy of your Voiceflow knowledge base using the Tags API. Now, the Tags API enables you to direct certain flows into only targeting specific files of your knowledge base. And so I'm able to only target maybe a returns page, or I'm only able to target a certain product, and I'm only going to be pulling information from those documents because I'm only querying those documents. And so I'm going to show you a quick demo of a real estate property bot, which is able to click on a certain property and you're going to be able to query just the singular file related to that property. So if I hit learn more on the John Street property and I ask it how many bedrooms, it's going to give me an answer from the file and from the description from the John Street property, 4 bedrooms. If I go ahead and click on chatbot road and ask it how many bedrooms, it's going to give me a different answer because it's only querying the chatbot road now. So you can see 3 lavish bedrooms. And so this property has 4 bedrooms, this property has 3 bedrooms. And so it was able to understand the difference because we're targeting completely different files. And we haven't had to deal with changing the prompt to understand this information or putting in information in the prompt. It's simply just the question. And so I'll just give you a quick rundown on how the Voiceflow side of things works. And so I'm setting a variable called tag to just the property name. So John Street and chatbot road, we're setting the tag. So if they click learn more on either of these, it's going to change the tag. And so what that means is once we've asked them the question, captured that question, we're making a post request to the Voiceflow knowledge base. And so we can make a request to the Voiceflow knowledge base via an API call. We don't have to use the traditional just pulling it from the knowledge base. We can make an API call. And so in this API call, I'm essentially giving it all the details that you normally would automatically through Voiceflow, but we're just doing it manually. And we're able to say, here, items tag. And so that is just including the tag that I've set up for these 2 documents to only target that document. And you can see here, include all non-tagged is false. So it just means all the documents that were not tagged are not going to be included as well. So we're just targeting that one file. And then we're going ahead and also adding in question asked as the question. So firstly, to get started, what you want to do is go to your knowledge base and upload the series of documents that you need. If you've already done this, then you don't need to do that. Then what you need to do is go to the Voiceflow documentation. I'm going to have a link for this in the description. Once we're on the Voiceflow documentation, we do need to add in our authorization key. We can get this by going to the integrations panel on the side, going to dialog API and just hitting copy API key. Once you've pasted your key in, you can hit try it on the document list query. And what this is going to do is essentially just list out the documents that we've got. So we can see here we have our chatbot road property and we can see our John Street property. And so these are the 2 documents that we've got and we can get these document IDs. What I would recommend is going ahead and copying all of this or just hitting the button down here to copy it. And then what you should do is save that in a notepad or just somewhere temporarily so we can access this information. And so now we're going to create those knowledge base tags. And so to do this, we once again need to have that key in here and we need to go to the create knowledge base tag, which is under the tags API. It's quite simple to do. Essentially paste in your key once again and go down to data.object and simply type in the name of what you want. So I've already done this, so I won't do it again, but all you have to do is essentially just type in John Street or chatbot road and then just hit try it and it will say OK 200 and that means it's done and it's been set up. Now I'm going to quickly show you the tags that I have. So what I can do is essentially list out all the tags that I've currently got. So if I put in my key here and hit try it, it's going to list all the keys that I've got. So you can see here, I've got chatbot road and John Street. So now what you can do is copy this information and you can save this as well. Once you've saved these 2 tag IDs for both of the labels, we can then use this later. Now what we need to do is essentially take those labels and actually attach them to our documents. So we can go down to the attach knowledge base tags to a document and we can essentially fill out the information that it wants. So it wants the document ID. What I can do is take my document ID here, copy this code and put that in here. Then I can go down to data.object and essentially add in the tag. So this says existing knowledge base tag labels. You can add multiple tags to a document as well. But for the purpose of this demo, I'm just doing 1 tag for each and targeting 1 file for each. So if I've added in my chatbot road document ID, I can just add the chatbot road tag. And then you can just hit the try it button and it will essentially register and attach that label to that document. And so coming back into Voiceflow, we can see here we have going all the way down our tag item, which is set up to these 2 here, which were those tag IDs that we just created. And so to get this information all here, you can go to the query part, the query API of the documentation, and we can come here and look at all this information here. So essentially what I've done is I've gone ahead and put in the URL, which has come from right here, this URL here. I've added in the authorization header. So it says header. So we're going to create a header, put authorization in, and then put our dialog key in. And then we're filling out all of these, which has come from the header. So header accept application/JSON is there, and then all the other following headers. Once that's all set up, what we can go ahead and do is essentially just copy in all this information. And then what we're going to do is paste that in here. And then we can add in, instead of just adding in the tag manually, we are setting that as a variable. And the reason I'm saying that as a variable is because we want it to obviously update depending on whether or not a different property was selected or not. Then coming down to the question, we can just add in the question asked. And so that's just the variable that I saved the question in over here. And so just quickly, to get that to actually pop up here, you can just scroll down and go to the question, just put a space in, and then it's going to pop up this up here. And the same thing for the tags. You can just go to the tags and you can just include a blank object. So then you can go ahead and use this to put the variable in. Then just lastly, you do want to go to include or non-tagged and put that for false. And that's just for my example where I'm just targeting those specific files. But there is obviously a lot of customization that is possible here. And so just lastly, I'm just capturing that question response in response.output. So put that there and then apply that to a variable. I've just put answer, and then I've just put answer as the variable that's going to repeat right after we've just pulled that information. And so I hope that's been a helpful video on understanding that there is another way of pulling in the information from the knowledge base and being able to tweak this and configure it in a way that we can increase the accuracy to some degree. And there's obviously a lot more scalability that can be done with a system like this. And so if you did want a system like this, you can book a call with my Calendly link in the description, or you can visit my AI development agency, inflate.agency, and you can book through there.